pushing! Don't shake it now.
You see it is Elliot. I told you it was.
Who's the bird with him?
Oh, I can't tell. It's too blurred. Mind you, it would help if we had a decent screen.
It'd also help if we knew who the slides belonged to. Well, they've all got different people on, but... Well, they seem to have been taken in the same place.
Yeah, I know. I can't make it out. Okay, let's see the next one. Okay.
Hang on. Who's that?
Yeah, that's Ron Desmond, the pub landlord.
Which one?
Yeah, you can't mistake him, not with that face like this. I don't know who this guy is. Hey, Martin, you know where this is.
Where?
It's the end of the runway at Riddle Air Force Base. Don't you recognise it? We went there on
Hey,
field
you're
day.
right. Well, that's the perimeter fence. Well, the main road runs to the right here.
That's right, and all this is the runway.
And that's where the Phantoms take over Mrs. Potts' cottage.
So what's Ron Desmond doing there?
And Elliot.
There's nothing wrong in our meeting, is there? At least there wouldn't be if you weren't hung up on that Air Force sergeant.
It's hardly your business.
I've made it my business. I happen to care for you, Jane.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Jerry. What made you leave the school in such a hell of a rage this afternoon?
Oh, it's Fletcher. He irritates me.
You and 100 other people. Why especially this afternoon, anyway?
The Board of Governors have been approached by Special Branch. It seems the Home Office are taking an unhealthy interest in my background.
Well, you should worry. You're a British citizen. You were naturalized years ago, weren't you? All you have to do is to show them your passport. You have got one, haven't you?
Look, you might as well know, I'm not supposed to be here. You see, I was arrested by the new regime in Budapest. The subversive influence, I believe they called me at the trial. Trial?
You were sent to prison.
10 years in a labor camp.
10 years? How did you get away?
I managed to escape from a prison party during a hospital checkup. From there, I found my way across the border into Austria and eventually on to Paris. I sat there waiting for about 2 years, hoping for a chance to cross the channel. You know, the thought of coming to England was like being given the chance to live all over again.
How did you make contacts? It must cost a fortune to enter a country legally, to forge documents.
You find ways.
How about your family? Have there been reprisals?
No. The secret police think I'm dead.
All right, George. We didn't need you yet, sir. We don't need you now.
All about that. All right.
Oh, it's the base, all right. There must be some sort of emergency.
Emergency?
Yeah, well, they usually sound the siren if there's a crash landing or well, it must be an exercise.
What, this time of night?
If they're going to drop the bomb on us, they won't worry about what time of night it is, will they? See what I mean?
I never knew they came in as low as this.
Good job we don't live in occupied territory. And we better get this lot cleared away. The old man will be back soon.
Yeah, there's something about these slides, isn't there?
What do you mean?
Well, the pictures we took and these, they're sort of similar.
What way?
It's the way you can't really explain things. Recognise people.
Tell you what, Spud, I'll take them back first thing Monday morning, find out what's happened to ours. Okay?
Yeah, okay. What shall I do with this lot?
I'll just chuck them in the cupboard over there.
Hey, how'd you get on with that history paper this morning?
Dunno.
Well, I don't stand a chance of getting through. Still, I'm quite happy to leave all the triumphs to you brainy types. Shall I put them in here?
No, Spud, give that to me.
Well, what's the matter with you?
Sorry, mate, it's not mine, you see. It belongs to Dad. It really ought to be in it. Oh, Dad, what have you been up to? Hey, Dad, what's up? What's wrong?
I'm all right, leave me alone.
But look at the state of you. Were you in that car? Were you?
I said leave me alone, will you? It's none of your damn business.
Mr. Clifford.
Yeah?
I'm awfully sorry to call so early in the morning, Mr. Clifford, but I wonder if you could spare a few moments to answer a few questions.
What? Well, who are you? What do you want?
I'm an enumerator from the Registrar General's office in Redlow. We're doing a census check in this area.
Census on a Sunday? What do you take me for?
I did call earlier in the week. You must have been at work. It'll only take a few moments.
Yes, well, I don't answer questions on a Sunday morning, so push off.
Unfortunate, Mr. Clifford. It is enforceable by law.
GCO3 mercury carbonate.
What sort of work do you do, Mr. Clifford?
I work at the airbase. Civilian personnel.
Redlow Air Base. I see. What's the precise nature of your job?
Paint shop, canteen, cutting grass.
Do I put that down as skilled or unskilled?
You can put down what you like.
Semi-skilled.
Must be fascinating working in a top security base like Redlow. Are you allowed freedom of movement?
Is that on your form, too?
No, it's only my own curiosity. Strictly off the record, of course.
Well, we can't go anywhere without our identification cards. The Yanks are scared of their own shadows.
Oh, I suppose that's quite natural in a secret establishment.
Secret? It's about as secret as Jessie Ruggles' post office.
Really?
Yeah. And I'll tell you something. If anyone should ever blow that base up one day, I'll be the first to cheer.
Look at it. First of all, dead pigeons in the playing fields, and now this.
There's absolutely no sign of any of them.
None at all.
We'll just find out who's responsible.
How?
I shall tackle the school in 5 minutes of morning assembly. If there's no response, they can all take the consequences. No one does this sort of thing while I'm in charge.
Listen to me, Fletcher. There's no need to discipline any of the pupils for what's happened here. I know who's responsible.
You know?
It was Harvey. You don't understand. I caught him in here the other night. He was releasing one of the pigeons through that hatch. And that's not the only time he's been in here without permission. I spoke to the caretaker. He swears he heard somebody in here on Sunday morning.
Elliot, I must tell you, I find this constant friction between you and Harvey a source of intense embarrassment and utter boredom. I should have thought that somebody in your circumstances would not be in a position to indulge in such foolish accusations.
Foolish? In other words, you're trying to tell me...
In other words, keep out of trouble, Elliot. You've got more than your share already.
Redlow base.
Well, if you haven't heard about it, you're the only one. It's all over us.
Well, what was it then? What happened?
I don't know, really. All I do know is that it blew a great big hole right through one of the aircraft hangars, and a terrific fire. Police cars and fire engines all over the place.
Well, when did all this happen, Sal?
Saturday night. Me and
What were you doing at Redlow Air Base on Saturday night, may I ask?
Me and Rita were at a disco in the officers' club. By invitation.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, sharp spot. Morning, sir.
Morning.
Don't have to turn me on that low. Well, whoever did it must have been bent. Those poor pigeons.
Pigeons?
Yeah, they keep a lot of pigeons on the base. Like us. It's a sort of hobby among some of the blokes over there.
So?
Well, the place where they kept them was right at the side of the hangar, see. They got badly smashed up. Lost the lot. Dreadful, isn't it?
That's what all that noise was about
I was
the
just
night.
thinking-
Hey, gotta be going. I got French language paper at 9:30. My stomach's turning over like a washing machine. See ya.
Good night, Sal. Hey, what about that then, eh? Some joker's got it in for the airbase. Hey, wouldn't it be a hoot if it did turn out to be sabotage?
Mr. Clifford? Yeah? Mr. George Stanley Clifford? Yeah, that's right. What about it? I'm a police officer, sir. I'd like you to accompany me to the security office, if you please. What for? What's all this about? I must warn you that anything you say may be taken down and used in evidence.
Okay? Right. Now, the first thing we've got to do is work out a plan of campaign. Any suggestions?
Hey, yeah, when school's over, let's barricade ourselves in here until Fletcher agrees to talk things over with us.
And what happens if he doesn't?
We stay here till he does.
What's up?
Come in, close the door.
Anything wrong?
Yeah, Fletcher.
Remember what he said at morning assembly about what happened in the pigeon loft?
Yeah.
Well, he's kept his word.
He's disciplined the whole school.
You mean nobody's owned up?
Oh, would you?
He's cancelled all sports till the end of term.
And you stop lunch hour discos?
Yeah, no more school's telly till he says so.
What's he scared of, I'd like to know.
So what are you going to do?
Lock ourselves in here after school till he comes to his senses.
Oh, come on, he'll never give in.
He'll have no alternative, will he? Listen, Mark, remember what the voice said? Well, what do we know about any of these gits on the teaching stuff?
Oh, yes, what's going on here? A party political meeting? Come on, push off, the lot of you. I said push off!
Are you with us, Mart, or not?
No, he's not. I want to work with him first. right, Martin. What's it all about?
Sir?
You've got a lot of explaining to do. Why have you deliberately failed your history paper?
All right, Clifford, all right. Now, let's start again. Now, what were you doing in a top security area of the base between the hours of 5:15 and 6:30 on Saturday evening?
Look, how many more times do I have to tell you? I don't know what you're talking about. I was nowhere near that aircraft hangar.
But you were seen. Identified.
Well, I had nothing to do with that explosion.
How much do they pay you, Clifford?
Oh, you're out of your mind.
No, I want to know all about you. I want to know what you do, where you go, who your friends are in the village, your friends, your enemies, your contacts.
Contacts? I don't have no contacts.
No? Then perhaps you wouldn't mind telling me who the two men were that met you outside the Red Lion on Saturday night. Well, it shouldn't be too difficult to remember. After all, you drove off with them, didn't you?
Martin, if something's wrong, for goodness sake, tell me. I mean, that's what I'm here for.
There's nothing wrong.
Then why did you fail the paper?
Did the best I could.
Best? You didn't even answer half the questions. I mean, apart from some of your facetious little remarks, what do you think the examiner's going to think when he sees a paper like that?
I hope he's got a sense of humour.
Yeah, well, it's not humour he's looking for, chum, it's results. Martin, I wouldn't mind if I thought you couldn't do it. Come on, mate, what is it, eh? I mean, what's got into you? You know, you can't afford to fail these exams.
Can I go now, sir?
All right, Martin, if that's the way you want it, go on. But I warn you, you throw up a chance like this and you'll be at Redlow a lot longer than you bargained for. Or not at all. Now, go on, push off.
Right, take him away.
Well, where to?
Base security are going to hold you in custody. From now on, it's up to Special Branch and the base security people.
Well, look, I want legal aid.
Oh, you'll get it.
Well, what about my son? He'll be expecting me home from work.
He'll be notified.
Look, I don't know what you're going on about. I've done a lot of stupid things in my time, but I've never been a traitor.
Traitors are not born, Mr. Clifford. They are made.
Weak acids yield solutions of salt which are fully ionized but somewhat alkaline in reaction due to hydrolysis. Examples include sodium borate and sodium carbonate. Strong acids are always fully ionized in solution and yield salts which are also fully ionized. The difference between weak acids and strong acids is the degree of ionization. Acetic acid, CH3COO,
should be two, surely.
which would appear to be a strong acid, but is in fact a weak acid because only one
What's going on in
four
here?
atoms is ionizable.
Are you aware of Mr. Fletcher's instructions, Martin Clifford? All television lectures are cancelled until further notice.
I only turned it on in case it was interrupted again, miss.
Just do as you're told, Martin, that's all.
It's not quite right, is it, miss?
What isn't?
Isn't that supposed to be the formula for the reaction of heat on mercury carbonate?
No, not exactly.
HgCO3, mercury carbonate, CO2, carbon
I'm not
dioxide.
giving a science lesson now, Martin. I have other things to do.
Well, didn't you put that on the board, miss?
No, Martin, I did not. Now, will you kindly vacate this room?
Yes.
I see. Most unfortunate. Thank you for letting me know. I'll see that he's told.
Spud? Sally? Jeff, look, this isn't going to do you any good.
Mr. Harvey, what's going on here?
They've barricaded themselves in there until you agree to their terms.
Their terms?
Yes, they want their sports afternoons restored and their lunchtime
Do they
disco.
now? Out of my way.
Who's in there? Do you hear me? Who's in there?
For the last time, Murphy, come out of there, or I shall telephone the police and have you dragged out.
You do what you like, Fletcher. We're not having any more of your bull.
Careful, Spud. You know he's high. If he does call him...
So, what do we do now?
Nothing. So far as I'm concerned, they can stay there all night.
I warned you, Fletcher. You can't blame the whole school for this. You can't dictate to sixth formers. They're not kids anymore. They're adults.
The pupil has yet to be born who can tell me what to do. Go home, everybody.
You can't leave them in there all night.
If they're prepared to wait, so am I.
Fletcher, you can't leave them there all night.
I'm running this school at the moment, Mr. Harvey. Do as I say, please. And Harvey.
What is it?
One moment. Is Martin Clifford in there?
No, he went home.
Well, I suggest that you go and find him. I've just had a message his father has been arrested.
Just do as you're told, Martin.
Isn't that supposed to be the formula for the reaction of heat on mercury carbonate?
No, not exactly. I'm not giving a science lesson now, Martin.
Well, didn't you put that on the board, miss?
I have other things to do.
Miss Walker!
Martin?
Mr. Harvey, what are you doing here?
Martin, I've been looking everywhere for you. Mr. Fletcher's had a phone call from Redlow Police. It's about your father.
Well, he's not had an accident.
No, Martin has been arrested. It's got something to do with the explosion at the base on Saturday night.
You're joking.
No, I'm afraid not.
Where is he?
At the base. Well, Martin, what are you going to do?
Do you think if my old man's stupid enough to get himself in a mess like this, somebody's got to get him out?
Goodness, you're here.